Hello YouTube, it's 2:41 p.m. December 2nd, 2021, and I'm shooting video on the second Obama phone, which is it's made by a company called NUU, N-U-U. If that stands for something, I have no idea. Dang, I wish I wore a belt because I feel like my shorts are kind of slipping down as I walk, and that's not good. Gosh, I was really hoping to get out sooner than I have today, but I got quite a bit done at home, and woke up a little earlier than expected. Last video that I shot, I had just got home and I was talking about my friend Ron, whom I hung out with for the first time, and God, I want to say, like, actually hung out with him for the first time in probably over a decade. I don't know, at one point we just kind of lost touch with each other and reconnected a few months back. That was kind of it's just random. Like, I saw him in a bar. At first I didn't even recognize him. He actually recognized me. It's amazing how much, 10 years can change the appearance of a person. But yeah, I was at Ain't Nick's bar in North Phoenix. That's off of it's on 27th Avenue, just south of Glendale. Great little karaoke spot. They do karaoke 7 nights a week. I'm sure I've mentioned it before. At one point, the guy that hosted there on the weekends seemed like he was pretty solid on trying to get me in there to host on some of the off nights. But yeah, nobody believes that pedestrians have the right of way at a crosswalk. They just keep on driving. So, yeah, anyway, yeah. So the guy was gonna hook me up with hosting there, and I don't know where that went. And because he kind of made it look like he was going to, like, I know he's been there for quite a while, and it felt like he was going to kind of initiate the connection and stuff for me. I never did kind of go around him to try to talk to the owner myself or manager myself, just because I didn't want to, create any awkward or bad feelings between him and I. I don't really know what the situation is. I know they've had some changeover in personnel there for karaoke people, but I'm just not there enough to be really cognizant of what's going on. And I don't know, maybe that's a spot I should be in there inquiring about, at least, kind of having my name on the list of, potentials in case somebody needs time off or decides they're going to quit, which I believe is what happened with the one guy over there. I hard to remember who's there and what night, and I'm so bad with names, but I know there was one guy that I used to see there on off nights earlier this year when I hosted over at the 44, which was formerly known as Mark's Place. Really frustrated with how that gig went down, but that's another story for another time. Anyhow, yeah, such an odd place for the cart.
Yeah, I know.
Not as weird as a Walmart cart right there, though. I don't know what the hell's up with all the homeless people pushing garbage around in shopping carts, but...
Yeah. It's just the leaving it around for me.
Well, I mean, but who from Walmart can even come deal with that,
Yeah, I know, exactly.
And it's my understanding shopping carts cost about $600 for the companies. It's a lot of money. Oh, it is. No matter what I'm talking about, I start walking down the street and suddenly I'm just so confronted with the homeless epidemic in my face that it's hard for me to concentrate on what I'm talking about when I see all the garbage they leave behind and shopping carts and that guy picking up his campsite, on Costco property. I don't know. I mean, I'm here I am facing homelessness myself, so I've been there, so I understand the battle. But my God, I don't think I ever left trash like that, ever. Anyway, I digress. I got sidetracked so bad. I'm on my way over to Chase Bank, but this guy's going to cut me off. Typical traffic jam going into Costco gas. Actually, it's not as bad as it normally is. You gonna run me over, dude? No. That guy's talking on his cell phone. I think that's against the law in Arizona, but everybody does it and nobody gives a shit. And I'm guilty of that too. I had a hands-free thing set up in the bins. Absolutely hate it. Never did set one up in the Saturn. Anyway, I can't really complain about the guy, honest to God. He seemed to be driving just fine. Way better than the average person. Seems to drive coming in and out of there. At least he didn't nearly mow me down or stop directly in my path, blocking the sidewalk. Oh, so gosh, I was talking about Ain't Nick's and yeah, running into Ron there. And as I said last night, Ron and I go way back, like I want to say 15 years. And there was a time around 13 years ago when we used to hang out a lot. He still gives me shit about one time I was giving him a ride home. I think I was giving him a ride home. To be honest, I don't remember where I was giving him a ride to. But I was in my red CRX, which for those who are not familiar, it's a 1991 CRX SI. I believe it was like one of the cars from the first Fast and the Furious movie, and that car is kind of infamous, really popular with people who like to hot rod out, vintage Japanese hatchbacks, and it's a fast car. It's a damn fast car, and it's a quick car. At the time, it had a 5-speed in it. I could pretty much accelerate as fast as I could shift the gears. And I don't even know what the top speed was on the thing. I do know the top speed was a lot higher than whatever the hell the speedometer goes to, because I could get that thing just flying down the highway. And then when I slowed it down to where the needle got back on the speedometer, it felt like we'd slowed down a lot. Anyway, Ron still gives me shit about this time that we hit a freeway entrance and that thing cornered like a rocket on rails. So I mean, I probably didn't slow down hardly at all, hitting, doing a sharp 90-degree turn to get on the freeway entrance. So I probably went, it's like, buckle up. You better be using your shoulder strap. You're gonna need it. So yeah, I'm sure I flew around the right-hand corner into the freeway entrance, and probably already doing, 40 plus, not slowing down for the corner, and then just accelerated as quick as I could on that ramp. By the time we hit the freeway, that speedometer needle was buried, and probably so was Ron's underwear. But he still this day gives me shit about that. But so, of course, I was giving him exactly the opposite kind of shit yesterday. He was kind enough to give me a ride home from my show, which is good, because his show is far from here. He's hosting over at the Starlight Lounge, which is a funky little dive bar. I've been there before, but I haven't been there, I want to say, in like 13 years. But it's located in a dumpy little strip mall at 43rd Avenue and Olive, right on the edge of Glendale there. And I don't remember what the anchors used to be in that strip mall, but now the main space, which used to be a grocery store or a drugstore or something like that, it's now a ginormous DES office. So, yeah, when your strip mall is anchored by a gigantic, DES office that seems to be focusing on unemployment, you know you're in a neighborhood and strip mall that has gone to shit. So anyway, but yeah, I got there last night. I was at the post office shipping off another record. At this point, I'm all caught up on my shipping for eBay, except for that damn REO Speedwagon CD I can't seem to find. I haven't canceled the order yet, but I've looked in all the usual places where I stash CDs that I'm selling or photographing or what have you, and I have not found it. So there's probably going to come a point where I'm going to have to refund that person, and I really don't want to. That is not an easy CD to sell, and I got a pretty reasonable price for it. Anyway, so I was at the post office, and I just, big shout out to the crew over at the GMF down there at 48th Street in Van Buren. I got there not long after close, but I want to say probably about 5-6 minutes after they were closed, and one of the guys was locking stuff up, and I was like, man, I didn't make it. And he said, it's like, yeah, I'm sorry, we can't let you in, it's already shut down. And I did see there was still one person inside that was being helped, so at least I know the registers are still on, but I'm not even pushing that envelope. I mean, whatever, I'm late, I know what hours they're open. I'm the one that wanted to try and jog there and hopefully get there right before they close down, and I failed at that. And more shopping carts full of junk. Awesome. So anyway, I was so frustrated. He's like, well, you can use the kiosk there. I'm like, no, I can't. For whatever reason, the automated kiosk, which I used to use all the time, many software revisions ago, they eliminated media mail from it. And of course, almost everything I sell is media mail. Records, tapes, CDs, video games, movies. That's media, books. Originally, that used to be called Book Rate. That all is media mail, which is, at this point, I want to say like half the price of first class mail, and maybe about a third the price of priority mail. So, yeah, it's not like it makes a small difference. It makes a substantial difference. It's the difference between a lot of CDs I sell, selling at a profit because I include shipping in my price, and selling at a loss. So I can't just. It doesn't work for me to just do what you call it. Just do the first class mail and eat the difference. I can't eat that difference. Anyway, for whatever reason, media mail is no longer offered on those kiosks. And apparently that postal clerk didn't know that, because when he mentioned that to me, it was like, yep, nope. All I can do there is, I love how these idiots just stop right in you're in a crosswalk. You are blocking the crosswalk, dude. Completely blocking the crosswalk. I guess when you drive a Tesla, you don't have to really worry about those sort of things. It just doesn't matter because you're more important than anybody who's walking. So anyway, where was I? So I told the clerk that that it doesn't do that. All I can do is parcel post first class and priority mail there, and this media mail, and it's a big difference. And anyway, he popped, and then I was like, you know what? And he could tell I was winded, like I'd been jogging, and he's like, well, you can. And I said, I'm just gonna sit here and catch my breath, dude. I'm sorry, I'm exhausted. It's like, and I've been there maybe a minute, just kind of catching my breath, and that clerk popped out and he goes, hey, I got permission to let you in. He goes, I can't do this for you all the time, but man, I'm just trying to have a heart. And I'm like, man, thank you. So my customer thanks you. Always trying to get people's orders this time of year to them before Christmas. And anyway, it's just like super nice, did me a big favor. And right as I was coming out of the post office, I sat down on the little walkway outside there, and out of nowhere, I get this text from Ron. Hey, where are you? So I ended up spending the evening with Ron and had a really good time. Anyway, I got to wrap this up. I am at the bank. I just sold most of my crypto at a price that I didn't want to sell it out. If I'd have sold it a day and a half earlier, I would have got substantially more out of it. But yeah, I'm at this point where, hoping to get an extra $10 by waiting a day and see if the crypto goes up in value isn't worth the potential, $40 late fee on my storage. So I don't know if it's going to be enough to cover all my storage, but it should cover a substantial part of it. And my friend Rishi is kind of committed to helping me with some of it. When I told him how much my total was, he was a little taken aback. I don't think he realized how much I pay for storage, but he is saying he's going to help me with it. Anyway, I'm going to try and get what I can covered today. So heading into the bank. Thanks for coming with me. How do I get this to stop?